Top 5 Facts about Thomas Hardy. Late to school. Thomas Hardy didn't attend formal schooling until he was 8 years old. He was the oldest of 4 siblings and was expected to help with chores and look after the children. Hardy spent most of his childhood in the picturesque countryside that inspired so many of his novels. The Titanic. After the Titanic sank on April 15, 1912, Hardy wrote a poem to be sold at a charity fund that was set up for survivors of the tragedy. The convergence of the twain describes the fateful meeting of the ship and the iceberg and was published in the Fortnightly Review in June of that year. Destroying his wife's diaries. Hardy is often described as reticent and, like many writers, he wanted control of his stories, whether fictional or real. After his wife's death in 1912, he burned a manuscript she wrote titled "What I Think of My Husband," along with most of her diaries. Removing his heart. Hardy wanted to be buried at Stinsford in Dorset, a place he revered near his first wife and his family. But the Crown had other plans. They pressured his second wife to have Hardy interred at Westminster Abbey. To solve the problem, Hardy's heart was removed and buried in Stinsford, while the rest of his cremated remains were laid in the abbey near the grave of Charles Dickens. Losing the Nobel Prize. From 1910 to 1927, Hardy received no less than 25 nominations for the Nobel Prize, including 9 nominations in 1922 alone. Although his work was well regarded, many felt Hardy was excluded from winning the prize because of a snobbish regard for his country origins.